Is it too soon to talk about next generation consoles? Brian McGinnis thinks so, but let's talk about it. What's up, human beings? Welcome back to another Question of the Week video here on the Games and Groceries channel. But going forward, instead of a Question of the Week video where we just survey you, I think we're better at discussion videos. So we want to bring you guys into the discussion every single week on Instagram, Games and Groceries, all one word, and on Twitter, @GamingGroceries. I'm going to ask you some sort of discussion topic, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. But this past week, I asked you, what are your favorite features on the PlayStation 5? And Brian McGinnis brings up a good point. It's too soon. But is it really too soon to talk about next generation consoles right now? So first point is that we got a huge info dump about the PlayStation 5 on Wired, and there was a lot of good info about the features that are coming out, and I think this is a really good thing to at least speculate and at least think about what is in the future.
Our friend @Commander Nikki had to say about the article that definitely liked the idea of the adaptive controllers to feel more like what you're handling in the game. Also love the idea of installing parts of games individually. For example, single player campaign only.
So right there, it's just fun to at least look at this article and just see what could be in it. The adaptive triggers in the controller, that looks really awesome. Do you remember what those were?
Yeah, so it's like they gave the example of a bow. So when as you're pulling the bow back, the trigger will get more and more tense as if you were using a bow and arrow. So that's really cool.
And as soon as they put up the info bow and arrow, I wonder what game they're actually talking about. Could it be a part 2 of a certain little game that we played in the past that we know is going to be in the next generation, but Possibly. But with also the installs and how you can load parts of the game. Now, the article only stated that you can load the multiplayer, save the campaign. It kept talking about multiplayer. I hope you can only install the single player, leave the multiplayer there. I hope it's interchangeable, but it's still a really cool feature. So I think point number 1 is that it's just talking about what info we already have. I don't think it's definite. In fact, in the podcast where we talked about this, link up here. So if you wanted to check that out, but this is a sales pitch, right? It's not definite. It talks about big words like haptic feedback, adaptive controllers, solid state drive. It's all a sales pitch, but it's also fun to look at these features and to see what does the next generation have to offer. The second point, I think that I don't think it's too soon to talk about these next generation consoles is that they're coming out next year. Right now, we're filming this in October 2019, so if you watch this in the future, this is why. But it's 1 year away. It's coming out holiday 2020.
Christmas.
Sure, but it's coming out this holiday, and we need to look at the features that we already have, and it's just fun to know in the future, were they lying about something, right?
Yeah.
We have to take a look at these promises of what they're offering, not to see like, wow, it's so good, I'm gonna get day 1, but to say, wow, that was a lie.
Look at what they didn't include.
Look what they didn't include. And it's also good to know to say like, what's gonna be the cost, right? So I think the fact that it's coming out in a year, right? Which, you could argue is too soon.
Yeah.
Sure. But we're not talking about the PlayStation 6. We're talking about the PlayStation 5. We're talking about next generation. It's coming down the road.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's coming up soon, but I do understand, like, oh, it's too early to speculate because, like you said, they could be lying. Things could change. They could realize, hey, we can't do that.
Right.
So, I mean, it is too early, but it's also, they're the ones putting it out saying, hey, this is what's going to have. So, of course, we're going to speculate and talk about it and see what we're excited for and, all that stuff.
Yeah. And in fact, us talking about it right now actually spurred on a part of the article in Wired where Mark Cerny said, well, hold on, it's not ray tracing, it has ray tracing acceleration in the GPU. And he said that had to do with the whole Twitter feed of ray tracing in the GPU. So the fact that we're talking about it right now, we're getting more clarification because the more questions we ask, the more we can know. The third thing I think it's just really cool to talk about right now. Sure, it may be too soon, but the third thing we can talk about is gauging the competition, right?
Yeah.
To understand, like, okay, this is what PlayStation 5 is offering. How can Xbox compete?
Yeah.
Or maybe even, now, even talking about, this is a little side note, the Switch Pro, I don't personally believe it's going to be a thing. I don't think that's really in Nintendo's MO to have that beefy console, right? But it's cool to know, okay, this is the competition going into this generation. How can the Switch compete, or how is the next Xbox going to compete with that?
I mean, and even though we're a double console household where eventually we'll have both,
right?
There are people who might not be as loyal to one or the other, and they'll just get whichever one seems best for them. Or even people who, like us, aren't buying these systems till later in their lives, and so they're gonna go out and look for a console and be like, which one's better? You know, so that'll like help them decide, is seeing like, all right, well, this is offering this and this is offering this, and you know, you never know what someone might end up with if they're not already loyal to a specific one, like you.
Well, yeah. But yeah, like you said, I think it will speak a lot to the next console wars more than anything else. So I really enjoy looking at this, talking about it, speculating about this, and that's probably the fourth reason. It's just fun to speculate. It's just a lot of fun.
It is.
I'm a speculation addict. I love to just get a little sea salt of information.
Blow it out of proportion.
Because it's just fun to do. It's really fun to just look at the features that we do have, speculate about the next generation, speculate about the next Xbox. It's just fun to do. It's nice water cooler talk with your buddies at work. If they're all gamers there, hopefully they are. But I think it's all just fun to speculate about this whole thing. So while I do agree that, sure, here in October 2019, it might be too soon to talk about the PlayStation 5 in a serious matter, I still think it's a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's just when you get these things, it's very fun to say, "Oh, look what I could get. That would be so cool."
Yeah.
Or, you know, to just complain about it, 'cause that's fun too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So, as this is a discussion video, we want to hear from you in the comments. Is it too soon to talk about PlayStation 5 or just next generation consoles in general? I really want to hear from you. What's your opinion? Too soon? Not soon enough? Like, I can't wait to talk about it. But personally, for me, I don't think it's too soon to talk about it in a goofy kind of way. It is too soon to talk about it in a serious way, as if it's coming out tomorrow. I do agree about that. But we do have a lot of information from the Wired article, which I will link down below in the description if you would like to read it yourself. But I still think it's fun because we have a ton of info drop here. But to take it seriously, yeah, might be too soon.
Personally, I don't think it's too soon. I mean, I'm the one that celebrates Christmas in November.
Yeah.
Don't yell at me. But, I mean, I don't think it's too soon. It's fun to think about what the possibilities are, and probably you're gonna forget this stuff by then anyway, so what's the difference?
Yeah, right. So, as I said, comment down below. What are your thoughts? Is it too soon? And if you like this video, definitely give it a like and a share for a friend who's also talking about the PlayStation 5 a little too soon. And if you're very interested, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, because we love to get new people in this community, new human beings in our Android infested community. Just make sure you know that you're a human being before you subscribe. If you are, subscribe. All right, we'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe out there.
Bye.